He pins her to a bed, and as he pulls his pants down to rape her, word for word, she says she didn't think it would hurt as much due to his lack of length and girth. So she is comparing Combs' penis to a Tootsie Roll, and later in that same lawsuit, she refers to him as itty bitty ditty.
I'm always ready to freak off.
Breaking news tonight. Diddy raging from last week's Tootsie Roll reveal. Joining us tonight, a very special guest, known by many as, quote, the Punisher. That's a moniker. His real name, Sheree Hayes. Whoa. Do you prefer to be called Sheree, Mr. Hayes, or the Punisher?
Believe it or not, I'm called all three on a daily basis. So I'm fine with either one.
I'm going to go with Mr. Hayes. Mr. Hayes,
that works.
Could you repeat what you just said about the burqa? And I'm going to get back to your lack of in a moment. I'm not letting that go. I got to nail that down, because you say, oh, it was just business as usual. But I bet you don't lose your every time you perform, right? Is that like a hazard of the job? But okay, repeat. What? I'm making a note here. What did you just say about an angle?
He was positioned across the room, and he would kind of pace back and forth to look at us on the couches from different angles. And based on those angles, he would give
You know why that's important,
instructions.
Mr. Hayes? That's important because that echoes. I've been very lighthearted up until this point, but I'm a crime victim. And many of the crime victims in this case have stated that they would be drugged in their drinks or some other way, and they would wake up the next morning and their would be hurting, right? And then they would be shown a video of the freak-off and threatened that if they ever went public about it, that video would be released. Now, we've also heard reports that Combs would go to different angles to get the best angle, positioning the woman's limbs to get the best angle for the rape. Now what you're saying echoes that. And I bet you had no idea that other women have said that. And now you, Mr. Hayes, aka the Punisher, you are corroborating what these other witnesses and or victims are saying. That's very critical in my mind, because you may know this. A lot of times, defense attorneys like Greg Morse, they make a very, very good living out of discrediting sex attack victims. But a way to bolster a sex attack victim's testimony is through testimony like what you just said. Because see, when we take a home video, my husband, David, he doesn't go from angle to angle trying to get the best angle. I mean, I'm like, if you'll turn the phone on correctly. So that's very interesting that mirrors behavior other victims have said. Now, let me get back to, the burqa. So you're in there, and during that session, let me put it euphemistically, Sean Combs is going from angle to angle trying to get the best angle. What else, if anything, did he do?
He's also playing himself. He's holding a bottle of Astroglide. And he's giving, again, subtle instructions to Miss Ventura in terms
Like
of
what?
moving candles, like mostly based on the lighting, the candles in the room, and the position of her body and mine in conjunction to our touching each other and the oil play.
Mr. Hayes, thank you for being with us. You know what? If you could you be specific? You stated that Sean Combs directed Cassie Ventura to move her body. Those were your words. What exactly did he ask her to do?
In this occasion, it was nothing overtly sexual. It was all based on angles to see, lighting, and just a massage. Like, my testimony is about the first interaction. There was no actual sex in terms of oral or penetrative. It was just kind of like a mutual massage, and it wrapped up at that point.
Okay, so you got paid a lot of money to give somebody a massage. Did you ever actually have sex, or as you said, penetration of Cassie Ventura?
Yes, in a later circumstance.
Did Sean Combs direct her regarding any movement of her limbs, as you first said?
No, there was no direction in regards to sex itself.
Just moving candles to get a better angle? Is that what you said?
Yeah, candles for lighting on our bodies, and then sometimes the positioning of her in conjunction to me. He never said a word to me. Everything was directed at Miss Ventura, based on, like I said, these subtle cues or directions.
Mm-hmm. Were you dressed up in any particular outfit?
I was not. I was instructed to just come out in a towel, nude with just a towel. I would always begin in a towel.
Later, you stated that it became difficult for you to maintain focus under Combs's stare. Is that true?
Yes. Like I stated earlier, it was always a discomfort having a woman's partner in the room. Once I did realize who they were.
Wait, please, are you telling me you've never done a threesome before? Not according to your resume, man.
Guy. Not with two guys. Two guys and a girl is considered
okay.
Two guys.
So you got sick of Combs directing you and staring at you. And last question, did you ever see one of these?
No,
anything like it. Let me unwrap it. Anything like that on the scene?
There was a conscious effort for my peripheral vision to stay above the neckline, so I have no Halloween.
So you know, I'm talking about Combs's.
I've seen the clips. Yeah, I'm quite sure what you're referring to, and I cannot corroborate those facts, unfortunately. For your
even just a midge.
I cannot corroborate.
Nice to meet you.
One bit. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes.
You got it.